guys, if you have been following my channel for more than a few weeks, you have probably heard me talk about the importance of the 4 main pillars of health. Now, these 4 pillars work together to make you a healthy human being. And these are exercise and nutrition, which most people understand are very key for health, but also sleep and stress. They are all equally important and they all impact each other and work together to make you the healthiest that you can be. But people often forget to talk about the importance of sleep and stress when it comes to achieving not only good health, but also your aesthetic goals. If you are doing everything right, let's say you're trying to lose like 20 pounds of fat, your diet is on point, your exercise is super on point, let's say you even have your stress super under control, you're just a chill person, chill human, and you aren't really stressing out, but your sleep sucks because you're getting woken up in the middle of the night by something, or you just aren't able to get good quality sleep, that's going to impact your nutrition and your exercise and your stress, and those won't actually be as strong as the effort that you're putting into them, and it will drastically impact your body's ability to lose fat and to help you achieve your goals. As far as how the sleep pillar impacts the exercise pillar, I'm sure almost everyone has experienced how not great your workouts can be if your sleep the previous night suffers. If you just get worse quality sleep, or you get a few hours less sleep because you were up late studying, or you were stressed about work so your sleep sucked, whatever the reason may be, you go to the gym the next day and you're not as strong, you can't focus as well, in general you just don't feel as good, and so you can't get as much out of that workout. Even if you feel like you're putting in 110% of what your body's capable of, your body would be capable of a lot more if you had gotten that sleep, and so the effectiveness of your workouts decreases. It also impacts the effectiveness of the workouts because it negatively impacts recovery. When you go to the gym, you're breaking your body down so that when it rebuilds itself, it'll be stronger, faster, whatever you want it to be, and sleep is the most important restorative, reparative process for taking that exercise and transforming your body into something better than it was yesterday. Without your body being able to repair itself properly, whenever you go to the gym, you just end up breaking your body farther and farther down, the likelihood of overtraining increases, and it's just generally not great. Poor sleep also negatively affects nutrition, even if, again, you're doing everything you can to make your diet exactly the way it's supposed to be. If your sleep is bad, you aren't getting as much out of your perfect nutrition as you could be. And there are many ways that sleep impacts your nutrition, but just for example, lack of sleep can really mess up your gut bacteria, which makes you less able to absorb the nutrients that you're consuming. So even if you're consuming a very nutrient-dense diet, you might not be getting as much out of it as you need to because your sleep sucks, so your gut sucks, so you're not absorbing the nutrients. Also, lack of sleep causes insulin sensitivity. I believe, what is it, one night of poor sleep can make you just about as insulin resistant as a person with type 2 diabetes. And insulin is kind of the fat storage hormone, so having insulin resistance is really not optimal if you're trying to lose fat or just generally be healthy. Lack of sleep also makes your brain require more glucose, so it makes your body literally crave foods that are high in fast absorbing carbohydrates, which are the more processed, refined carbs like donuts and other things that are not friendly for fat loss or health. And then lastly, how sleep impacts stress. Almost everyone, I'm pretty sure, has experienced a time when, you might have gotten less sleep one day and the next day you were super irritable and just wanted to punch everyone in the face, and you were super stressed all day, and it was probably just because you didn't get enough sleep. And lack of sleep does actually cause elevated cortisol levels the next day, particularly in the evening, which in turn makes it even harder to fall asleep the next night. So as you can see, if you have, 4 pillars supporting your health, if one of them crumbles, if sleep crumbles, it not only reduces the structural integrity of the structure, but it puts more pressure on the other pillars and makes them more likely to crumble as well. So it's not like you're just missing sleep. You're actually affecting everything else and the effectiveness of all of the work that you're putting in. So hopefully this has convinced you that no matter what your goals are, if you're trying to lose fat, if you're trying to build muscle, if you're just generally trying to get healthier, that sleep is super important and you can't forget about it. Even if you're super on point with your exercise and your nutrition, you gotta sleep and you gotta get good quality sleep. And if your sleep is suffering, you need to take steps to fix that so that you can actually make progress elsewhere. So with that being said, today I wanted to share with you guys my ultimate nighttime routine to help encourage muscle growth, speed up fat loss, and promote overall health. But before we get into my routine, please do give this video a big thumbs up if you're enjoying it so far, if you've learned anything. Thumbs up to get good sleep tonight. You know you'll sleep a lot better if you give this video a thumbs up. That's just how the world works. And if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the little notification button so you get notified about future videos from me. And without further ado, let's get in to my sleep routine. I do want to be clear that this is my ultimate sleep routine. So if I really want a good night's sleep, or if I haven't been getting a good night's sleep, I will try to implement all of these in one night. Usually I'll do a combination of some of these and not be super strict about all of them. But I do know that if I do implement all of them regularly, I get really freaking great sleep. So the first thing I do to promote good sleep is to try to stop eating anything at least 2 to 3 hours before I plan on going to sleep. This is kind of natural to me and it's something that I usually do anyway, but sometimes, you sit down, you're watching stuff on Netflix, and you're like, a snack sounds really good. If I'm trying to get a really good night's sleep, I'm like, maybe I'll have a cup of tea or some water instead. The reason that I avoid food for a few hours before I go to sleep is not because eating close to bedtime promotes more fat gain. That is largely a myth that comes from the fact that usually when people are snacking late at night, those are extra calories. People usually aren't snacking at night because their body is like, oh, I'm actually hungry, we need more food. It's usually mindless snacking, and it's also usually not very healthy foods. And that's what leads to the fat gain from people who eat late at night. Eating late at night does have an indirect effect on fat loss and fat gain because it does impact your sleep quality, but it's not that eating late at night just causes you to store it all as fat. That's not how it works. Instead, what happens is a lot of times when you eat right before you go to bed, it will spike your blood sugar, and then you'll go to sleep and your blood sugar ends up crashing while you're asleep. And this causes a lot of different hormonal disturbances in your body. More specifically, it can directly impact the levels of cortisol and melatonin in your body while you're asleep. Now, cortisol and melatonin are two very important hormones that fluctuate throughout the day. Usually in the morning, cortisol is higher, and then it will decrease throughout the day, and in the evening, melatonin will start to rise, and then it'll decrease during the daytime. So you can kind of think of it like cortisol is the wake hormone and melatonin is a sleep hormone. When your blood sugar crashes when you're asleep, they flip. So cortisol starts rising and melatonin starts decreasing, which is not optimal for good quality sleep, and in some cases, it will wake you up in the middle of the night. So if you're a late night snacker and you tend to wake up in the middle of the night, try cutting out the snacking. It may just change your life. Step number 2 to achieving a really good quality night's sleep is to start blocking out the blue light from screens and devices as soon as the sun goes down. Blue light is a wavelength of light that is naturally produced by sunlight, so it's not bad to be exposed to it during the day. In fact, it can actually help regulate your circadian rhythm. But once the sun goes down, if you're still getting that exposure to blue light, it can essentially confuse your brain, confuse the circadian rhythm, and your brain will think it's still time to be awake and alert. So when it comes time to sleep, your brain hasn't had the chance to calm down and realize that, it's nighttime and it's time to go to sleep. So it may take longer to fall asleep. It can also disrupt your sleep as you're sleeping. So generally, good idea to not expose yourself to blue light before bedtime. There are 3 main things that I've implemented to help reduce my blue light exposure. The first one is I got myself a little pair of blue blocking glasses. Oh my god, the lenses are very dirty. What did I do to these? I'm gonna need to clean those, but just for the sake of this, I'll put them on for you. These are the Haskell frames from Warby Parker. Thank you guys for helping me pick these when I did my Warby Parker try-on haul. I love them. So pretty much as soon as the sun goes down, I will put these on. Because of the nature of my job, I am often on the computer way into the late hours of the night and early hours of the morning, and it's kind of unavoidable. Usually it's, video editing or doing other admin work that needs to get done, stuff like that. So I am constantly exposing myself to blue light. So adding this extra layer of protection as soon as the sun goes down has been an absolute game changer for me. Then the other two things that I've implemented are directly on my devices. One is on my computer and one is on my phone. So on my computer, I have an application called F.lux installed. It's F.lux, and essentially it turns your computer into like night shift mode as soon as the sun goes down. If it has your location, it knows where you are, it knows when the sun goes down, and it starts slowly blocking out the blue light by making your screen gradually more and more yellow. The reason I still wear my blue blocking glasses even with F.lux installed on my computer is that F.lux doesn't block out all blue light, so I figured, you know, 2 layers of protection is better than 1. And then on my phone, I have it set up in my settings to, don't you love my screensaver? I love my screensaver. It's a cat. Anyway, I set my settings to make the triple click turn my screen red. Now, if you don't have a phone that has the clicky, I don't really know how to help you, but I know that if you search like on Google, how to make your screen red with the triple click, you should be able to get something. So usually as soon as I remember to do it after the sun goes down, I'll just, you know, triple click, make my phone go red. Theoretically, because it's red, it does block more of the blue light than F.lux will on your computer, which is great because I spend a lot of time on my phone after the sun goes down. So it's just an added layer of protection that helps keep the blue light away from my eyes. My next step is something that I definitely do not do every night, and that is take some sleep promoting supplements. You guys know me, I love experimenting with supplements. I love just seeing how different things affect my body, but I certainly don't think that relying on supplements to achieve a good night's sleep is the best way to go about things. I prefer to just use these things supplementally. If, you know, I know that I really need a good sleep, if my sleep has not been great the last few nights and I think I just need something to help me get a good night's sleep so that I can get back in a normal rhythm, that's kind of how I implement these into my life. So the first thing is ashwagandha. I've talked about this at length before, so I won't go into too much detail, but basically ashwagandha is an adaptogen, which not only like helps regulate your entire body and just promotes overall wellness and well-being, but ashwagandha specifically is an adaptogen that helps regulate cortisol. Now, as I talked about before, cortisol and melatonin are the 2 hormones that really do impact your sleep quality. And so when you're trying to go to sleep, it's really important for your cortisol to be kind of tapering off, getting lower, and ashwagandha really does help with this. If you take ashwagandha in the morning, it will actually help your cortisol levels naturally rise as they're supposed to, and if you take it in the evening, it helps them come down. So I'm a huge fan of taking ashwagandha at any time of the day. I have just personally noticed that when I take it at night, I generally get a much better quality sleep. And then the other thing that I like to supplement with is magnesium from Natural Stacks. Magnesium deficiency has been shown to cause insomnia, restlessness, difficulty sleeping, poor quality sleep, etc. Magnesium plays a crucial role in getting deep restorative sleep because it promotes the production of GABA, which is a neurotransmitter that promotes sleep. And the reason I've gone with the Natural Stacks brand specifically is that it uses 3 different kinds of magnesium that are the best absorbed by the body and the brain, and these are Magnesium L3, Magnesium Glycinate, and Magnesium Tower. And the really cool thing about Magnesium L3, which was the first ingredient, is that it promotes better cognitive function as well. There's one double-blind, placebo-controlled, etc. study that took adults aged 50 to 70 and gave them supplemental Magnesium L3, and within 6 weeks, their cognition had significantly improved, and it maintained that improvement after 12 weeks of supplementation. There was another study that looked at brain concentration of magnesium through supplementation with Magnesium L3 that showed enhanced synaptic plasticity in the hippocampus, which is the brain center for learning and memory. And there's quite a few other studies, I won't bore you with all of them, but basically Magnesium L3 is great for enhancing the cognition as well. The second kind of magnesium in here, which is Magnesium Glycinate, is the one that is most bioavailable to the body and is also the one that in a lot of studies does show improvement in sleep specifically. There are quite a few studies to show that supplementation with Magnesium Glycinate before bed helps improve the quality of sleep as well as like perceived quality of sleep, so you feel like you slept better as well. And then the third form of magnesium in here is Magnesium Tower. So magnesium and taurine actually work together. Taurine helps the absorption of magnesium into the body. So magnesium and taurine actually work together synergistically to help stabilize cell membranes as well as promote balance of neurotransmitters throughout the body. Now I do have to say Natural Stacks is sponsoring this video, so huge thank you to them for that, but they're sponsoring this video for a very, very good reason. Like, I am extremely picky with the companies that I work with, and also extremely picky with the supplements that I choose to take. Like, I try to make sure that everything that goes in my body is the highest quality possible. This is the highest quality possible. And hence I am super confident recommending this magnesium as well as the brand as a whole. They're super transparent. Like most supplement companies, you don't know where anything's coming from. You don't know what the proprietary blends are. But with Natural Stacks, like, they have a whole policy about transparency. For each supplement, you can find out where each ingredient is sourced from. Usually supplement companies just let the manufacturer decide where to source the ingredients from, but they're 100% involved in the sourcing. All of that information is available. They also have full disclosure on their labels, so they don't put anything in proprietary blends, so you know exactly what you're consuming. And then the best part is they also have third-party lab testing results available on their website for every single supplement. So I absolutely love this brand. They didn't require me to say any of that. I just wanted to make you absolutely aware of that because they're awesome. So if you are struggling with your sleep and think that magnesium supplementation might help you, highly recommend getting the magnesium from Natural Stacks. So I have 2 more steps in my ultimate nighttime routine to share with you guys, and the second to last one is that about an hour-ish before I decide that I want to go to bed, I try to go by as minimal artificial light as possible. So I like just turn off the lights. Usually my computer will be on, that's a light. My phone will be there, that's a light. That's just unavoidable doing what I do. So I try to turn off the rest of the lights and go by Candlelight. You'll notice this guy's chilling over here. This is one of my go-to candles when I'm in this room and I'm trying to turn off all the lights. I also have a Himalayan salt lamp that is my one true love, and I want to order about 4 more. In fact, when I'm done filming this video, I'm probably gonna go order another one on Amazon. I will link that below if you want to get the same Himalayan salt lamp that I have, but it's such a nice warm glow, and it also, because it's a more pinkish reddish hue, it has like no blue light to interfere with your sleep. When we were evolving as human beings, the only light that we would have been exposed to at night would have been fire. So you know, candles and other reddish hued lights are the best thing to expose your eyes to before you're trying to go to sleep. I started implementing this back when I was working like 90 hours a week and was getting like 5 to 6 hours of sleep a night, and I knew that I had to maximize those short hours of sleep or else I was gonna be screwed, and I was kind of screwed anyway. Like, I did not get enough sleep, but I did do my best to maximize that sleep, and turning off all the lights and going just by Candlelight and Himalayan salt lamp made a massive difference in how quickly I was able to fall asleep and how restful my sleep felt. And then my very last step that also has changed my life and just generally made me so happy is using my weighted blanket when I crawl into bed. I talked about this in, I think, my fall favorites video. Just based on my personal experience, when I have a weighted blanket on top of me, I feel like so snug and comfortable and like I'm getting one big giant hug, and it feels like a hug. You know how when you like get a hug, the like feel good hormones get released? It kind of feels the same way with a weighted blanket, and in theory that is kind of how it works. Weighted blankets stimulate deep touch pressure stimulation, which has been shown to potentially promote serotonin production. Now, serotonin contributes to getting a better sleep because it is a precursor to melatonin. So not only does it make me feel calm and peaceful and restful, but it is also actually helping promote a better sleep. I will also link to the weighted blanket that I use down in the description below. I haven't used any other weighted blankets, so I can't tell you conclusively if it's the best, but I personally really like it, and it has helped me a lot, so I recommend it. And that's it. That is my ultimate nighttime routine that I find works really well for me and helps me keep my other 3 pillars of health functioning at their best level. If you do want a more in-depth discussion about sleep and the actual kind of science behind it and more ways that you can improve your sleep that aren't exactly, you know, part of this routine, because there are a lot of things you can do during the day to help promote a restful sleep as well, I highly recommend you check out my video all about sleep. That video goes a lot more in depth into why sleep is so critical, as well as other ways you can improve your sleep. So check that out. If you want more info, please do share your nighttime routine down below, whatever works best for you to help you get the best sleep on the planet. Any tips and tricks you have are much appreciated. Sleep is still something that I'm really trying to work on, mostly the getting enough of it. Like, my sleep quality is pretty good. I'm just really bad at going to bed on time. So we're working on that part. Any tips you have for me to actually convince myself to go to bed on time would be much appreciated. It would actually help me a lot. But in the meantime, please do give this video a big thumbs up because it really does support me and my channel, and I really appreciate it, and it'll feel just like a weighted blanket on me. It'll feel like a nice big hug. Please share this video with your friends and your family and your neighbors and your sleep partners, like your boyfriend or girlfriend. Hopefully you don't just sleep with random other people and call them your sleep partners. I don't really know how that, I mean, I guess people are professional cuddlers. You know what I'm saying. Share this video with anyone that you think would find it helpful. In the meantime, you can check out other related health and fitness videos over here. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any future videos from me. Hit that notification button if you want to get notified about the videos, and I will see you very soon. Bye.